The courtroom that morning felt like it was strung tight as a guitar, wire buzzing with whispers. The scent of stale coffee, the scratch of lawyers shuffling papers every I drawn to Judge Holloway as she settled into her chair. You could practically feel the charge in the air, everyone on edge, waiting for the show to begin. And sitting there in the third row, calm and carved from resolve, was Layla Chambers, not in uniform, no military medals, just a black blazer, and her court badge clipped her chest, hair pulled back, spine straight as a ruler, hands locked together on her knees. She had that look, the one where you can tell she's not here for the spotlight, but nobody could ignore her, not even if they tried. Just a few feet away was her brother, Jordan 21, looking smaller than he should, dark circles under his eyes, clutching the table for balance like he was bracing for a hurricane. Every so often, his eyes flicked over to Layla, searching for some silent strength. She gave him a nod, barely perceptible, but enough to say, "I'm here. I've got you." Across the aisle, Officer Darren Colton was holding court in his own way, arms crossed. Chin up, chest puffed, uniform so crisp it looked like it was ironed with attitude. The man couldn't help but smirk, letting out this low, rumbling chuckle that wasn't meant to be missed. Layla noticed everything: the way he held himself, the cockiness in his stance, that air of being untouchable. She'd seen men like him in more dangerous places, just with different uniforms. The judge's gavel cracked through the room case, number 5872B, the state versus Jordan Chambers. Instantly, the tension snapped into silence. Jordan rose, the chains on his wrists clinking louder than they should have been while his public defender shuffled up, looking like he hadn't slept in a week. "Your Honor, we call Layla Chambers to the stand." There was a ripple in the gallery, curiosity, maybe even doubt. Layla stood, moved like every muscle was under her command, head high. Even the young bailiff seemed to step aside, like Layla carried a force field with her. She took the oath, voice strong, eyes locked on the prosecutor. "State your name for the record." "Layla Chambers, first-class petty officer, United States Navy, SEAL Team 4. And just like that, you could have heard a pin drop. Even the judge leaned in, curious. The public defender started, "Miss Chambers, why are you here today?" "To testify for my brother." "Was Jordan involved in the robbery on March 11th? "No, he was not." "How do you know?" "He was with me. At my apartment. He was on leave." "Do you have proof?" "Yes, flight records, security footage, a neighbor who saw us at 10 p.m. when Jordan brought me a casserole." Someone in the crowd chuckled. "Yeah, a casserole." Even Judge Holloway looked like she wanted to smile. Meanwhile, Colton shifted in his seat, not quite so smug anymore. The prosecutor tried his best, but you could hear the frustration in his tone. "Ms. Chambers, you're trained in hand-to-hand combat, firearms, tactical evasion, correct?" "Yes, sir. Part of the job." "Would you lie under oath to protect your family?" She held his gaze, didn't blink. "No, and I haven't lied." He leaned in, trying to get her to crack. "How do we know your brother didn't slip out that night?" "You don't. But the burden of proof is on you, not me." Colton couldn't help himself let out a little scoff, which earned him a side eye from Layla, so sharp it could have cut glass. The prosecutor gave up. Nothing further. "Ms. Chambers, you may step down." Layla made her way back, heels clicking when suddenly Colton stood, took a step, and jabbed his elbow into her side. Not subtle, not an accident. The whole room gasped. The bailiff shouted, "Hey!" Layla didn't flinch, didn't even sway. Colton looked at her, smug, but she just turned, eyes burning not with anger, but with something much colder. "What did you just do?" Judge Holloway's voice boomed. "Accidentally bumped into her." Colton shrugged, way too casual. "She was right in front of you," the bailiff snapped. Layla asked, "Permission to speak freely?" The judge nodded. Layla stepped closer to Colton, her voice calm, but razor sharp. "Your Honor, I've jumped out of planes over war zones, been 20 feet from explosions, buried friends. But never, not once, have I been assaulted inside a courthouse. I request Officer Colton be removed until my testimony is done." The judge didn't hesitate. "Bailiff, escort the officer out." Colton tried to protest, but the bailiff was already on him. As he passed Layla, he whispered, "This isn't over." Without missing a beat, she shot back, "Neither is the war." Suddenly, the whole room realized, Layla wasn't your average witness, and this wasn't your average trial. Outside the courthouse, the world felt quieter, but the pressure was still there. Jordan, sitting on a bench, looked completely defeated. They wanted to take a deal. Plead guilty, get a felony record, and it all goes away. "Did you do it?" Layla asked, steady as a rock. "Not ever." "Then don't ever say you wanted to go away. Not if you didn't do anything." That's when a man in a gray suit approached Agent Riffs, he said. "Noah," Layla replied, her tone softening just a touch. "Heard what happened in there. You stirred up a hornet's nest. Colton already filed a complaint, says you threatened him." Layla let out a bitter laugh. "He hit me." Noah nodded. "I saw it, but the recordings are getting scrubbed as we speak." Layla's jaw clenched. "That's obstruction." "That's Tuesday around here," Noah sighed. He explained that Colton had a history 6 complaints, all swept under the rug. Victims vanished, changed their stories. "We need hard proof," Layla said. She scribbled a name in her notebook: Xavier Bell, a friend of Jordan's, also arrested by Colton. "Find him." "And you?" Noah asked. "I'll get their attention." That night, using an old laptop, Layla dug into restricted servers where military clearance still worked. She uncovered doctored body cam footage, falsified reports, and hidden in a poorly protected folder courthouse video. Colton's jab, his smirk, Layla's steel. She copied it all. Jordan, watching her, whispered, "They'll come for you." She didn't flinch. "Let them." Next morning, Layla met with Leah Banks, an investigative journalist. Her team reviewed the files. "This is gold," Leah said. "You want it live?" "Make it loud," Layla replied. At 7:03 a.m., the video went public viral in minutes, hitting Capitol Hill by noon. But that night, 3 masked men broke into Layla's apartment. She met them head-on, disarmed the first, brought down the second, snapped the third's wrist like it was nothing. "Tell your bosses I've survived worse," she warned as they fled. On the day of a new trial, the courtroom was packed: press, activists, the whole circus. A new prosecutor dropped all charges against Jordan. The gavel fell, and just like that, he was free. Outside, as reporters clamored for comment, Layla simply said, "You saw the truth. Now let's see some justice." News of Colton's arrest broke before sunset, and the department launched a wider investigation. That night, back home, Jordan finally ate with real appetite, while Layla stood out on the balcony, mug in hand, city lights sparkling below. For a moment, everything was still. But Layla knew the fight was bigger than just them. It was for everyone who didn't have cameras or a seal for a sister. This victory was theirs too. So how would you have done in Layla's place? Was justice really served? Or is the war just getting started? Drop your thoughts below. Let's see where you stand.